Got a frappuccino for 2 machete?
Just your classic middle of the city cardboard fire.
Listen, I'll be towels. In a way, he paid for his talent with the loss of his eyes.
We all just are on Earth, and then we die and we're not there anymore. It doesn't matter.
Sushi jackknife. 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 Sushi jackknife.
I know it's not an Enneagram.
As long as it's above 10, it's not an Enneagram.
I know that.
So if
Enneagram stops at 9.
Right, that's correct. And there's no 0.
And there's no 0.
Right.
Are there negative numbers? Could you be a -3 on the Enneagram?
You could be negative and a 3, but not a -3 specifically.
So you would be negative, comma, 3.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
-3.
Parentheses. You
Okay.
got to do a parentheses in there.
Okay.
But I suppose it's possible. I've been thinking about that some, not as much.
About Enneagrams?
Yeah, but we've talked about it so often.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to T. She had emergency gallbladder surgery.
Oh,
I feel like she's fine with saying that because she put it up on Twitter. So,
well, I hope that you get better, T.
Yeah, we hope you get better, and we hope that as you're getting better, you're listening to this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more focused on the getting better thing and less on the listening to our podcast thing.
Well, yeah, me too.
You already said that your friendship with her is dependent on whether she's currently listening to this podcast.
Well, that is true. I mean, that's how I feel about most people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Roy, Steven.
So if Roy stopped listening right now.
Oh, yeah. It's over.
You call it off.
I mean, yeah, we're talking about a 20-something year. Like a 20-year friendship at this point. Yeah.
But, I mean, is it really a friendship if he stops mid-podcast? Even pauses it.
To my asinine podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Like, it has to keep going. If you get pulled over by the cops...
You keep it rolling.
You keep that podcast blasting.
Right. No, that's right.
And then the cops can hear about Enneagrams.
Right, and that's what they need to hear about. A lot of 6s are cops.
Sure.
Just saying.
I don't know what that means.
Not all of them.
What would that mean?
Do you really want to talk about this?
Well, now that you've mentioned that cops are 6s, I want to know what a 6 is. Well,
not all cops, but, I mean, you would guess that a fair portion would be. Mm-hmm. You don't see a lot based on that the 6 in general, now there's variations on this, of course, but the 6 in general really likes to have some sort of higher power or structure to cling to thing going on. Not cling. Mm-hmm. Cling's a negative word, but so the fact that they've got this whole rule book on how to do their jobs might be comforting. Also, probably a lot of 1s because they like rules. They like knowing how shit goes.
I don't know that, and this is where my issue comes in with it.
Yeah,
it's a very surface level knowledge of any of those people.
Well, but again, we talked about this many times.
Yeah.
And I think you said you were cool with using it for a tool for self-development.
Yeah, self-development.
And that's what I'm into.
It's very good.
I was just trying to answer your question.
Yeah.
That's all.
I just,
I think you would see fewer of, say, people like me that were cops who were like, I don't know. I mean, given the context of this situation, maybe we should let him go. I mean,
they might be cops. They'd just be
bad cops.
Bad at being cops.
Yeah, I'd be a bad cop.
Yeah.
Not a mean cop.
Right.
I would be a too nice of a cop.
You would be like, well, I mean, you didn't murder them that hard.
Right.
Just don't do it again.
Yeah.
And
bye now.
Yeah, that's a bad cop.
Yeah, I am going to have that battle axe you got there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you please put away the dual machetes? It's not really necessary in this situation.
You're in a Starbucks.
Yeah. Actually, no, that's probably the one place dual machetes are necessary.
I agree.
Starbucks.
Got a frappuccino for 2 machete?
Starbucks just makes me sad every time I go in.
Yeah.
Like it always feels like everyone there is 14
Yeah.
Or 45.
Or like 85. Do you ever see that?
Not in Starbucks.
No?
Not typically when I go.
Okay.
But it's always people that you're like, oh, you're too young to be here.
Yeah.
Or people that you're like,
why are you here?
Why are you sitting in a Starbucks writing a screenplay right now? No one's going to read that screenplay. Like, what? Why are you working at Starbucks? You have a home. You can work at home.
Well, theoretically.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
Instead, you're paying $5 for a bad latte.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Because they're not good.
No. No one's saying. Is anyone saying that anymore? That they're good?
I'm sure someone does. Yeah. I mean, people still go there.
I mean, they go there, but I feel like it's more compulsory. Like, they feel as if they have to go.
I mean, that could
at this
be.
point, you know,
that could
they're
be
addicted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always had a bad taste in my mouth for Starbucks or any other coffee shop that looks at me like I'm a weirdo if I just ask for black coffee.
Well, yeah, I understand that. I'm a black coffee person too. So.
I don't want it. I don't want your weird flavored frappuccino. Yeah. I am in here against my will. Please, one black coffee. That's all I want.
I want to spend as little money as possible, please.
I don't know what size you're asking me about. That one that's cheaper than the others.
You know, I guess probably a small coffee there is cheaper than a bottle of water.
Probably.
It's got to be, right?
I would assume so.
Yeah, I would think it would be.
Well, because the bottle of water is probably, taken from the tip of Mount Kilimanjaro and then quadruple filtered. And, it's the cleanest water ever, but then they added alkaline into it, or not alkaline. I'm not sure what alkaline water is.
Minerals.
Is it the alkaline water?
I don't know how that works.
I can't remember what it's supposed to do. I mean, it's not.
It alkalizes your body or something?
I think it takes away.
Alkalines?
It's supposed to take away the alkaline, like the acid.
Well, isn't alkaline the opposite of acid, or no?
I don't know how this works here.
I don't know either.
Water's water. I drink water.
We need a chemist. This water, directly sourced from Thor's nipple to your mouth, infused with lightning.
Why does water come out of Thor's nipple?
I don't know. Yeah. He's a god. Whatever. He can do stuff.
Just squirt water out.
Yeah, at
just
will.
Every time it rains
out of
outside.
his peck. Yeah.
Just remember. That's just Thor lactating.
That's it.
That's all it is.
I don't feel good. Can I just tell you that?
Why?
I don't know.
Because of Thor lactating?
No, I just don't feel well. I don't know. This beer,
it's a little something.
It is a little something, and it has a little. It has a little effect. I haven't got used to the heat yet.
It kicked in suddenly.
It did. It's June here in Nashville,
and also everywhere else.
Well, right, but it's
that looks at the Gregorian calendar.
Thanks. Pope Gregory, was it?
Yes, Pope Gregory.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't got used to the heat yet. I've lived in the South my entire life.
Yeah.
Georgia and here. Those are the only two states I've lived in. Georgia and Tennessee. It's always like this.
Yeah.
I just don't ever get used to it. You don't get used to it. It's oppressive.
It is. It's not great.
No, I don't want to go outside.
No.
I want to stay inside as much as possible.
Well, right now you're underground. This is very cool.
This is the ideal scenario, actually. I like being under here.
So does that make you feel better, being in the cool underground?
It does a little bit, but I think that, it just took me... I sound like I'm just complaining about nothing, but I got too hot today. I was barely outside.
No, I get it.
However, Saturday night, I was outside in the evening, and I had a fire. I was burning stuff. I had a brush fire. I was burning brush.
Why were you burning brush?
Because I need to get rid of it. But it was so hot. You know what I mean?
Well, you were outside and also by a fire.
Right. It was horrific. I sweated so much.
My neighbor had a fire going the other day where he was burning a bunch of cardboard. Just your classic middle of the city cardboard fire.
One of those, huh?
Yeah, you know, like one does.
Yeah. Are these the people across the street?
No, these are the bad neighbors.
Wait, I thought the people across the street were the bad neighbors.
No, the people across the street are the confusing neighbors.
They have like a weird fence system?
Yeah,
or something?
so their entire front yard is fenced in.
Right.
There's no grass.
Right.
They've turned it into a weird garden type of area.
Okay. But it's not exactly a garden?
I don't know what they're growing in.
Okay.
Because it's not like flowering, but it also doesn't look like vegetables.
Okay. Okay. I'm with you.
But I also don't think it's probably, you know, the marijuana.
That's a bummer.
Because why would you do that in your front yard?
No,
that seems like a terrible decision.
Really dumb.
Yeah.
Really dumb.
If you are growing weed, I'm pretty sure the worst place to do it is in your front yard.
Yeah.
Behind a chain link fence that will definitely draw attention to whatever you're doing.
So it's the other neighbors.
Yeah, no. It's the, so on either side, on our left side, we have two younger neighbors, younger than us.
Youthfuls.
Yeah.
The youthfuls.
Yeah, like they haven't quite fully experienced the pains and tribulations of life yet. On the left.
That comes in your 30s, folks.
Right. And then on the right are the people who seem to have experienced way too many of the pains and tribulations of life and are very bitter.
Okay.
I don't know.
They're the angry neighbors, right?
Yeah, have I gotten into all of them on the podcast?
I think
our exchanges with them?
At various times. I know you have. I remember there being a thing about you were destroying some weeds.
Yes.
That they were upset about.
The quote unquote honeysuckle that my wife was killing off of our fence line.
Right.
It's not honeysuckle. I know what honeysuckle looks like.
And smells like.
Yeah.
And tastes
If it's just like a dark green vine that grew up our fence, that's not honeysuckle.
That's just some kind of ivy or something.
Yeah, it's just something that you let grow and didn't take care of.
Right. And it eventually will take everything over.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he had a good mid-afternoon cardboard fire going.
The bitter neighbor.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's weird working from home all the time now.
You observe.
And because I see what people do with their lives when I'm not around normally.
Right. Yeah.
And it's very strange.
Yeah. Everyone is strange.
My younger neighbor, the female member of the neighbor group.
Okay. Wait.
The female member of the couple.
Oh, okay. She lives with a dude.
Yeah, for a while during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Was like super into being healthy apparently because she was out doing yoga on their back porch.
Okay.
Which is I say porch, it's a cement slab.
Okay.
Doing yoga every day.
Too much credit, Nathan.
Yeah. So that was weird to me. Like there's a lot of places to do yoga. I wouldn't choose the cement slab.
It doesn't seem cozy or comfortable.
No.
Yeah.
But
whatever. You do what you can.
She eventually gave up, so
she probably had to get the fuck away from him for a minute.
Yeah.
He's probably just breathing on her all the time.
I mean, this was like what we started seeing her randomly out there every time we walked by our window in June of last year.
She had enough.
So that's a couple months into being trapped in quarters with this person.
That's right. A lot of relationships did not make it.
I would like to know the best excuses people had to get out of the house during that.
My wife said to me a couple of times, just go drive. You know, not so much for her benefit. Well, a little bit. I was driving her crazy.
Yeah, it's mostly for her benefit.
But also because I was going crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and I just needed to leave the house. And she's just go drive.
Well, that's why you take your walk around the block.
Yeah, walk around the block's not bad.
Everyone does the walk around the block. And then that's one of the weird things about pandemic life that I kind of miss. Yeah. Because, you know, it's not happening as much now that things have opened up.
Things are coming back, yeah.
When you walk around the block, it used to be you saw all the other neighbors and there was like this weird community.
There was.
Where you lock eyes and it's like, hey, you walk around blocks? Dude, I walk around blocks. And we're walking around blocks. Look at this.
Yeah, no, there was, you know, we are coming out, and thank God we're coming out of it. I mean, other places in the world are not quite coming out of it.
Yeah.
As of yet.
It turns out it's a lot helpful when trying to get out of a pandemic to have a whole bunch of money so that you can get all of this stuff to get out of it. Anyway.
Yeah, but by the way, just a quick aside. I heard, they're trying to encourage people in various parts of the nation, all parts of the nation, to get vaccines.
Yeah.
I heard that in Washington State, there's a place where if you get a vaccine, they will give you a joint.
Can I tell you, I'm slightly bitter about this.
I want a joint.
Well, no, it's not that place specifically.
Yeah.
But like, I think it was Michigan is having a lottery.
Oh.
Like it's like a $2 million lottery and you get an entry when you get a vaccine.
Okay.
Like states are doing all of this.
They're getting creative.
And meanwhile, here I am. I was just like, well, for the betterment of my own life and everyone else, I'm just going to go get a shot.
That's right.
No reward.
No reward. No, we got nothing. In fact, in Tennessee, we got the ridicule of about 60% of the state, I would say, who thinks we are... wussies. Yeah.
But only like 35% of our county.
Yeah, true. So we're locally, we're doing real well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're in the majority and we get to laugh locally. However, if you drive west
like
or
30
east,
minutes.
It's a problem.
Yeah, you're not in the majority anymore. You're a weirdo.
Yeah.
You're one of them city folk.
Yeah. Well.
But yeah, joints. Guy got swallowed by a whale. Did you see that story? This week. That's unrelated to vaccines.
A guy got swallowed by a whale?
Guy got swallowed by a whale. He was a commercial lobster diver.
Did he get out?
He got out. He lived to tell the tale of being swallowed.
Dang.
By
Noah
a whale.
and Jonah and Pinocchio are true.
That's right. Yeah. You can get released from... Yeah.
How many days was he in the belly of the fish?
Oh, like none. Like 30 seconds.
No, I've read the Bible.
Yeah.
It has to be a number of days until he repents, and then the fish lets him out.
It was 15, the same number as that pack of beer we saw a little while ago.
A 15 pack.
An upsetting number of beers.
Oh boy.
No, he was in and out.
Yeah.
He was in and out, this guy.
If I knew I would survive, and it was just an in and out situation, I'd get swallowed by a whale. To check it out.
It would be terrifying. I mean, you could get in there long enough to get your parking validated and then get back out.
No, I mean, like, if you 100% knew that you're just going to get spit back out and you're going to be completely fine.
Yeah,
no, I'd check it out.
I think it was like a humpback whale. They don't want to eat you.
Yeah.
They got the baleen. They're eating little things.
Yeah.
You're way bigger than a krill.
I just would like to know what it's like in there. That's all I want to know.
It can't be pleasant.
No, I assume it isn't. But, I mean, have you ever been in the stomach of anything?
No, never. No.
Have you ever been swallowed by another large creature?
No.
Your entire person, Justin.
You read the look on my face.
Yeah. That would be an experience.
It would.
And,
it would.
Like, let's say, okay, we're in another God forbid situation here.
Okay, God forbid.
So let's say you and your wife are outside, and God forbid.
God forbid. God forbid, Nathan.
Sputnik, which apparently was still just floating around up there.
Yeah, it's just going.
Suddenly falls down and crashes upon her.
Kills my wife.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have to re-enter the dating scene.
Oh, boy.
You don't think that you could draw some attention
to myself?
Yeah, on a first date.
Yeah.
If you had a nice, this one time a whale swallowed me story.
Oh, no, that would work.
Yeah.
That would be very intriguing.
Ooh, man.
To most people.
That's going to guarantee you a second date just because they're so confused about what you just said. They have to find out more.
It would get old, though. Because after a while, she's like, so you got swallowed by a whale?
Well, no, you're going to have to do other things.
No, I know, but like, if that's the selling point, I feel like we're just going to rotate around that point for a long time.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's just, it's like the Black Friday deal, where it's like, $99 for a 4,000-inch TV, and everyone's like, I want that, and then you show up, and it was like, no, we had two of them.
Yeah.
But here's a blender. That's what it's like. Your I got swallowed by a whale story is the Black Friday doorbuster of dating.
Gets them in, but then they settle.
Right.
For what actually have to offer.
Then they see what else is in the store, and they're like, I could use towels.
All right. I'll be towels. In the horrific event of my wife's death, I'll be towels. God forbid.
Yeah.
I'll be towels for somebody. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. With that said, I hope Sputnik doesn't fall.
Thank you. That's kind of you. That's very kind.
That's the first time I've ever had to say that sentence.
No, well, it's
because normally I hope Sputnik does fall on the person I'm talking about.
I'd be offended if you hadn't apologized.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I didn't apologize. I'm not sorry about it. I'm not taking any.
You're not taking it back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You're not taking it back. God forbid.
So the thing I wanted to talk to you about tonight.
Yeah.
Prince's Black Album.
Yeah. Not familiar.
Okay. So I was reading about this yesterday. I didn't know if you'd ever heard of this. It's the weirdest story I've ever heard of. Okay.
Well, I'm intrigued.
Yeah. So, the weirdest story in the music business world. I'll say
not as weird as being swallowed by a whale. Yeah.
All right. So, in 1987.
Okay.
way back.
Way back.
After Prince had found pop success.
Very much so.
He decided he needed to write an album to get his black audience back.
Oh.
And it was called the Black Album.
Okay.
And it was going to be released with just a plain black cover. Doesn't say the artist, doesn't say the name of the album. The only thing that would be written on it is on the spine of the album, in pink, would be the catalog number of the album.
Ooh, that's something.
Recorded it. Demos, not demos, like the press releases for it.
Yeah.
The albums for reviews had gone out and everything.
Oh.
And then Prince recalled it and said he wasn't ever going to release it.
Whoa.
Okay. The reason for this.
Okay. All right.
And this is an entirely Prince story to me.
Okay.
Is he had realized that the album was the product of an evil entity named Spooky Electric.
What?
And so he didn't want to put it into the world.
Spooky Electric made the album?
Spooky Electric made this album, not Prince. Spooky Electric made the album.
Spooky Electric.
Yeah. So the album it finally got released in 1994 by the record label.
Okay.
Who I think was just like, okay, well, let's just put the album
Spooky Electric.
Everyone's bootlegged this thing at this point because it's not like it was hidden away. It was a week from coming out or something.
Yeah, and people had copies. Yeah, like press had copies.
So it was bootlegged everywhere.
Yeah, sure.
So they finally released it. But yeah, he pulled the plug on this thing because of the evil entity Spooky Electric. Now my question to you.
Yeah.
Does this make you dislike or like Prince more?
It seems par for the course. Was that your reaction?
Actually, it kind of made me like Prince more.
Even a little bit more?
Yeah, because it's one of those where it's like, that is so off the wall.
Yeah.
You gotta appreciate it.
Well, I mean, people who are that talented are always upsetting.
Yeah, but like that's some next level.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Though. People that talented.
Yeah.
Very upsetting. Mm-hmm. Great songwriter, great singer, can play a million instruments.
Yeah.
Be his own band in the studio, whatever. That level, very upsetting to the common folk, such as us.
Yes.
So it helps when they're crazy.
That's true.
Because then you can go, well, but he's crazy.
Right.
So that makes Stevie Wonder one of the most upsetting humans ever.
Because he's not crazy?
Now, given the fact, okay, he's blind.
Or he's faking it.
Well, there's that theory. But so in a way he paid for his talent with the loss of his eyes in a weird universe,
or pretending that his
yeah, which I'm sure is very inconvenient.
Yeah, he really should have chosen a more a more convenient gimmick to have to stick with for his entire life.
But he doesn't seem like a weirdo. He seems like a genuinely
No, that's true. He
nice
seems fairly well-adjusted.
Well-adjusted, extremely talented human being.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being the person at Warner Brothers?
Prince was on Warner Brothers at the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This was before he changed his name to a sign because
symbol.
of the record label. I believe that was still Warner
That's
Brothers.
right. That's right.
Which that's a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole other thing.
Because, okay, imagine being the person at Warner Brothers who gets a call from Prince's people. Definitely not Prince himself.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't think.
Hey, yeah, no, you know how the album's set to come out? So Prince...
Listen...
He's pretty sure Spooky Electric made this album. I don't know what that means personally myself, but he does not want this album to come out because it is evil.
He cannot release it upon the world.
Mm-hmm. And then, most likely, it wasn't a higher up who got that first call.
Oh, no. No, it was a lackey.
Yeah. So then the lackey has to go to the higher up going, okay, so I just got a call from Prince's people.
Yeah.
And you know how Prince is crazy.
I mean, look, we all love Manic Monday. But...
So, Spooky Electric hit this album. And then the boss goes, what's Spooky Electric? It's an evil entity. Let's not get into it. Long story short.
Not get into the weeds about it.
You know how we've spent several $1 million preparing for this album
right. And
release?
they must have been printed by that point, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
There's like a assload of them out in the world. I mean, in a factory somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Prince does not want that released now.
It's not coming out.
Oh, does he want to make some changes to it? No. He wants to get rid of it forever because it's evil. Did I mention Spooky Electric before? Let me go back to Spooky Electric.
Is an evil entity. And if the world listens to this album, they're going to release Spooky Electric onto the world.
Yeah. He stood by this so much that his next album... So there was a music video that came out for his single on the next album.
Okay.
And he included in it a message saying, please don't buy the Black Album. I'm sorry.
Whoa. Whoa.
It wasn't just like a whim. It was a long-term belief here.
Yeah. He was truly crazy, though.
Yeah. I would like to... I didn't look into it, but I would like
to know...
but
crazy.
So they released the album. Warner Brothers released it in 94.
Yeah.
So 7 years later, they were like, no, we're going to get money for this. It's been bootlegged everywhere.
Of course. Yeah. He must have been pissed.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering where that falls in the history of his feuds with record labels.
Yeah. And there's like 1 million unreleased Prince albums as well, right? Because he just recorded and recorded and recorded.
Yeah. No, he's... Yeah. And his family's going to cash in on all of them.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
We're going to have Prince music coming out after I die.
Absolutely.
It's just going to keep coming.
It's just going to keep coming. And the world will be better for it.
Yeah, no, nothing against Prince. No. I like Prince.
Me too. It's impossible not to like Prince.
That's true. I'm doing some quick research here. When did he change his name to the symbol? When was it?
90s, early 90s. I'm just
93.
93.
And
there we go.
94 is when that album came out on Warner Brothers.
Boom. There you
go.
go.
So Warner Brothers just went, well, he's not Prince anymore. I guess we don't have to care what he thinks about this album. Spooky Electric to the world.
That's a hell of a symbol, too. It really is something.
Yeah. I wonder if Spooky Electric is what caused our current situation in life.
You mean...
All of it? Yeah, everything that has happened.
The last couple of years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we've just been Spooky Electric got released in 94.
Yep. Oh.
And then he has just been building up and building up and building up.
Oh, yeah.
I assume Spooky Electric is a he. I assume all evil entities are he's.
It seems like.
Maybe that's sexist of me to assume that all evil entities are terrible male creatures.
Despite what Disney has taught us about evil queens and evil sea queens and evil witches.
Man, Disney really does hate women.
They really hate women.
I hadn't thought about that.
Cruella aside, which I took my kid to see Cruella.
Yeah, how was that?
It was...
It sounds like a dumb idea for a movie.
Well,
I'll say that before you tell me how it was.
You're talking to the guy who didn't like Raya and the Last Dragon, and fuck everybody liked Raya and the Last Dragon.
I don't even know what that is.
It's their newest animated movie.
Okay.
I thought it was MacGuffin movie with Disney elements. That's what I thought. Now, I applaud them. It's set in like a Southeast Asian culture, mythical Southeast Asian culture, and they use an Asian cast, and that's great.
That is good.
I'm in favor of that. But the movie...
Whoa, big stance to take.
No, but the movie was pretty dog shit, I thought.
Yeah.
Cruella was all right.
It's a dumb idea for a movie, though.
Well, sure it is. It's one of those where I really wish Disney had the ovaries to just make... I'm just going to mix metaphors here. To make a balls-out villain movie.
Okay.
You know?
So if they had bigger ovaries to make a balls-out movie, it would have been better.
Right, because...
They went halfway on Cruella.
Well, because they're Disney. So she does bad things, but none of them are that bad. You understand... It's one of those movies or stories where you understand why a villain is bad. And I don't think those are that interesting in general.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Like, so, I really didn't have an interest in seeing the Joker.
Yeah, I will probably watch it at some point. I still haven't watched it.
Yeah.
I would like to watch it at some point just to see it.
But it's not a must-see for me right now.
You don't really need those stories. No. You know, you kind of understand that there are bad people in the world. Mm-hmm. And sure, something led them there.
Spooky Electric?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But so Cruella was very stylized, very about fashion. It was kind of like The Devil Wears Prada in a lot of ways.
Okay.
But encapsulated in a movie about a woman who has half black hair, half white hair.
Right.
A dual personality, and who eventually decides she should be more bad than good. I
saw the ads for it.
Yeah.
And my biggest issue is Emma Stone doing a Cruella de Vil impression.
Yeah.
Felt like a bad SNL sketch that they would push towards the end of the night.
People don't like Emma Stone.
I don't dislike Emma Stone.
I don't either. I actually like her. I don't.
Why do people dislike her? What has she done?
I don't know. I've noticed that a lot of people don't care for Emma Stone, and I don't know why.
I can see being neutral on Emma Stone.
Sure, but she hasn't done anything bad.
Not that I can think of.
No, maybe you don't like her movies, whatever, but that's fine. Anyway, so Cruella, if it had been like an R-rated film, it could have been really cool.
Yeah, like if they had actually showed her butchering dogs.
Yeah, well, no, there's no dogs harmed in the making of the film or in the actual film.
Right.
But like if, she could have swore and smoked, like they can't, that Disney movie's not going to show someone smoking.
Yeah, that is kind of an important Cruella de Vil
She's
element.
a smoker. She's a bad lady.
Yeah.
Let her smoke. So that there is, speaking of the smoking, there's a scene where she comes into a party to make her big debut as Cruella. The most of the movie she's been known as Estella. Spoilers for Cruella.
Oh, man.
And this part's in the trailer, though. She says, "May I have a light?" to someone. And you're thinking, oh my God, she's going to light a cigarette. She's going to become...
It's happening.
Cruella. No, she lights her dress on fire, and it turns into a different dress. I thought that was a cheap moment.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good.
Right?
It would be... That would be a perfect way of doing it if they had a scene.
Yeah.
Like, if she doesn't smoke the whole movie.
Right.
And then... when she becomes Cruella de Vil, when she fully makes the transformation, is when she gets out her weird cigarette long stem
holder
thing. Yeah. And lights a cigarette.
See, that's it. Then you know she's bad.
That would be the perfect way to show the character transformation.
But because it's Disney, they're never going to do that. They don't have the guts to do that.
No.
There would be too much backlash.
They do think that all of the teenagers would then get old-fashioned cigarette holders.
To be fair, they probably...
That's probably what would happen.
They probably would. They have such influence on the world that they probably would. No, and it made me, watching this movie, I didn't hate the movie. I thought it was good, actually. I thought it was good. But watching it did make me think, my God, I'm so sad that they have you know, as previously stated, Star Wars was my favorite thing in the world as a child. And now it's theirs. And they've already begun to fuck it up.
Oh, they already did.
And they're going to keep fucking it up. And it just made me a little sad.
I was reading something, speaking of this, the other day. And you're going to have to help me out on this because the new trilogy, I don't know any of the actors' names, or any of the characters' names.
Yeah, and
the African American character,
Finn.
Sure,
I don't know his real name.
There's some spin-off with him on it.
Oh, see,
that they've been working.
We don't need that.
And he walked out on production because he had been talking about the lack of minority representation in the Star Wars universe as a whole throughout its entirety.
Well, yeah.
And they went, yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, he's got a point.
That's not a direct quote from what they said.
Disney.
But, yeah.
Well, the thing is, and I'm I'm slightly mixed on the new trilogy. That's fine. Let's put that aside.
Yeah.
I just don't want them to make a zillion movies.
They're going to.
I know, but that's...
You know they're going to.
And TV shows. Excuse me. And Mandalorian was good. It was good. It was really good.
They already have like 2 other TV shows in the works.
And see, the reason I don't want them to do that, it's not that I can't get enough Star Wars, because I can't get enough Star Wars, but it's that, like, none of that, there's no way all of it's going to be good. When you have 3 movies... back in the day.
Yeah.
And you have an arc, and you complete the story.
Yeah.
It's a complete story. We never needed anything else.
No.
We were good.
In fact, they should have stopped with those 3 movies.
George Lucas fucked it up initially.
Yeah.
By the prequel thing.
Well, even before that, with the re-edits.
Right. Oh, God, the re-edits are bad. So, that's why I have them on VHS. They don't have
it's
the
the original.
It's the original cut. Yeah. So... Anyway, I don't want to go into Star Wars rant any longer. I just wish everything wasn't owned by Disney. How about that?
Well, Disney, much like Spooky Electric, is taking over the world, and they own Star Wars, they own Marvel, they own all of their own properties they originally had. They own ESPN.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
They own Hulu.
Oh, Christ, really?
I'm pretty sure they own Hulu at this point.
Wow.
Yeah, no, they pretty much own everything.
That's crazy.
They're the Amazon of entertainment.
I know. And
Amazon wants to be the Amazon of entertainment, but they're not the Amazon of entertainment.
No,
Disney is the Amazon of entertainment. Amazon is the Amazon of shipping random crap to your house.
That's right. That's true. And they're great at that.
Yeah, they're very good at it.
They're very good at that.
They send a lot of things to your house.
Do you need toothbrush, shoe polish, a light bulb? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Replacement doohickeys to snap your shirts together?
Yeah.
You can get all of that on Amazon.
I bought some speakers on Amazon.
Oh, yeah? What kind of speakers?
Just cheap speakers
to listen to shit on?
Yeah, I had a record player.
Yeah.
That had outputs, and I was like, well, this record player sounds terrible, so I want some cheap speakers that will sound at least slightly better.
There you go.
Okay. So I bought some cheap speakers on Amazon.
Yeah.
And man, the amount of stuff they tried to sell me after that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, you want these cables too, right?
Yeah.
Like, well, I've already bought cables. I'm good. Okay, well, you want this subwoofer, right?
No.
I don't.
No.
I don't really. Well, you want to also buy this analog radio that can hook up to these speakers, right?
I'm good. I'm good.
Trust me. I came here for a very specific purpose, Amazon.
And that was it.
And we've done it. Our business is concluded.
And Amazon says, never. We buy so much shit from Amazon. I wish we didn't buy so much shit from Amazon.
And your Lord and Savior, Jeff Bezos, appreciates it.
He does. All right, listen. I know they're fucked.
Yeah.
I know they're fucked.
Uh-huh.
I read The Jungle.
Yeah.
In school. It ain't that.
Yeah.
It's still not good.
Right.
But no one's getting eaten alive by rats.
Spoilers
for The Jungle.
Man, you're just spoiling all sorts of things.
Cruella, The Jungle.
So this is a thing that has always amused me about Amazon.
Yeah.
And first off, before I go into this,
Okay.
I have to say, if you use Amazon or the other companies that I'm about to mention, no judgment. I don't care.
No,
I don't
We're all
care.
in this together. We're just regular people.
We all just are on Earth, and then we die, and we're not there anymore. It doesn't matter.
Eventually, this is my favorite fact.
Yeah.
Eventually, even the information contained within our universe will disappear and be unretrievable at the end of everything.
That is true.
There's no chance that our memory survives in any way.
There you go.
There you go.
So, anyway.
Feudalism.
So, for my entire life,
Yeah.
with Walmart,
Yeah. Right.
everyone has been very, very anti-Walmart. Again, I'm not pro-Walmart.
I'm not pro Walmart either.
If you shop at Walmart, don't care. Whatever. Do your thing.
You don't have a lot of options.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I mean, I've bought things at Walmart. I'm not going to say I don't shop at Walmart, but I don't regularly go to Walmart.
I don't like going to Walmart.
Right.
How about that?
Okay.
It's not fun.
So, it's very on brand for most people to be against Walmart or any
Sure.
store like that.
Right.
And then they're like, well, Target's pretty cool. Now, Target's the same thing as Walmart, guys.
Absolutely the same thing.
It's just nicer.
And people love Target.
Yeah.
It has you know what it is? It has a perceptual difference. Mm-hmm. That's all it is.
Well, and we're continuing on with this theme here.
Yes.
Amazon is just like giant internet Walmart
That's it.
where you can just buy whatever you want and it will run mom and pop's stores out, and that's the end of it.
Sure, but Walmart did that too.
Yeah. No, it's the same thing.
Same thing.
But all these people who would never even dream of going to Walmart are, buying things, Amazon Prime, get your 2-day shipping, whatever it is.
Go to Target.
Yeah. Okay.
I get it. Listen,
all right, guys.
listen, I'm there. It's the same.
Look, have your moral stances.
Yep.
Be consistent with it.
I know.
If you're going to take a moral stance, you got to take a stance against all of it, even the stuff that's really convenient that brings stuff right to your house and you don't ever have to walk out of your house for toilet paper again.
Wait. When did Amazon begin as a company?
It was in the 90s.
Around 93, 94.
Oh, dang. Is Jeff Bezos Spooky Electric? Oh! Hold on. It's got to be right around the same time.
It's got to be, because he started really early.
Yeah.
And I mean, originally, I remember when you could just buy books on Amazon Kids. Oh, nothing else.
The golden days.
Oh, the golden days.
When they were just running bookstores out of business and not everything else. Well,
gotta say, there's still bookstores in our town. Independent bookstores still exist in our town.
Let's see. Founded in
94.
1994.
Holy shit!
All right, so we got this figured out. First off, we're going to start with Prince was correct.
Prince was right.
Spooky Electric is a problem.
It's a problem.
The Black Album shouldn't come out.
Right.
94, Warner Brothers releases the album. Spooky Electric comes out.
Into the world.
Immediately morphs into Jeff Bezos, who forms Amazon.
Right.
Amazon begins taking over the world as a whole.
Right.
Seeking to destroy it. 2016,
Yep.
They go ahead and get Donald Trump elected because that's a Spooky Electric move if I've ever seen one.
It took a while, but they got there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Let that happen for 4 years, so just everything is destroyed. Then somehow Spooky Electric had purchased a terrible virus that would just cause a pandemic everywhere.
Spooky Electric had stock in Wuhan. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, by the way, Spooky Electric found time to make Prince OD.
And started the Illuminati?
I mean, I don't know if it started
it, but it's
a card-carrying member. Spooky
honorary,
Electric. Yeah.
Spooky Electric has a what would you say? Like an honorary role.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah. A graduate degree from the Illuminati.
I can't believe we just figured all this out.
This is what people listen to Sushi Jackknife for, Nathan, because the pieces are all out there in front of us, and if we look hard enough, we can put them together.
I wonder when most of the QAnon conspiracy theories started coming out. Because I bet that's Spooky Electric related.
Gotta be. What does the internet run on, Nathan?
Jeff Bezos?
He strikes again.
Spooky Electric, what did you do?
Maybe he gets hit by Sputnik, God forbid.
Oh, man. I feel like a punk band could put out a good album called Jeff Bezos' Spooky Electric.
Dude, I think we just figured out what we need to do next. I mean, look, we're good enough to do a punk album.
Yeah.
And I got two guys. We need a project. I'm not inspired.
Yeah.
Right now in my life.
Well,
my musical
happens.
life. I have written a bunch of songs, and I don't care about them that much.
Understandable.
The band's doing a great job. The band's killing it.
Yeah.
But I'm just not as into these songs as the last batch of songs.
So
this would be a good idea.
Can I tell you a thing that I have thought of?
Yeah.
In my many stupid little walks around the block. Thank you. Thank you, Spooky Electric, for making me do that. So, and I hesitate to say that this is the future of...
That was the wrong glass. Sorry, go ahead.
Of music or anything like that. What
Yeah.
the hell was
that was just
glass?
leftover warm beer in that glass. Yeah.
But I think instead of record labels and things like that,
Yeah.
the smarter way to do music
Okay.
has been modeled by people like Donald Glover
Yeah.
and Chance the Rapper and people like that, where you have a group and it's more of a just collective group of people who are all doing their own thing, not necessarily even music. Like Donald Glover, for instance.
Yeah.
His group is called Royalty.
Okay.
Now, two of them are musicians.
Okay.
But there's multiple people. And that's where his TV show comes from.
Oh.
That's where, like, Guava Island, the movie that he put out on Amazon. Jeff Bezos! where that came out.
Fuck.
All of that.
Okay.
It came from that. I think that's the key to continuing to feel inspired.
Just having a bunch of...
Having a group of people
Yes.
that just, whenever someone has a thing, it's like, okay, we're all in on that thing for now, and then you move on to the next thing.
I like that, because then you can finish the thing. Mm-hmm. Well, see, I like projects.
Yeah.
I like thinking in terms of projects. Mm-hmm. Why? Projects have an endpoint. Mm-hmm. A lot of things that you might want to do creatively don't have an endpoint,
right.
really. You know, like you could, I don't know. But you make an album.
Yeah.
The album's done.
Yeah.
You can tour on the album. Whatever.
But you finished.
But you finished the album.
You have finished writing that
Right.
group of songs. You've recorded that group of songs. It's there.
It feels good to be done with things.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and that's a very Donald Glover ethos.
There you go.
Everything naturally dies at some point. You don't need to drag it out and keep doing things. But that's like with his group, for instance.
Yeah.
They go, hey, we're going to write a season of Atlanta.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're making an album.
And everyone's involved?
Not everyone, but just like
whoever's around.
Yeah, he has different people around.
Yeah.
His brother helps. Like, his brother writes scripts for Atlanta with him.
Okay.
But then he does his own music with some other people. Ludwig, what is his name? Ludwig Göransson? I feel like I butchered that.
I don't know.
But he's done soundtracks for a lot of movies. TV shows.
Oh, I do know that guy's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is like his collaborator musically.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, just recently I saw some movies that he had scored.
Yeah. And it's very good. He's very good.
Really good. Yeah, I loved it.
As you might assume, listening to Childish Gambino.
Yes, it's good.
He knows what he's doing.
Right.
It turns out he's a professional. Anyway, all that to say, I feel like that's the way to continue to be inspired. That's my new theory.
I like it. Nathan, I like it. What was the name of this record that we're apparently doing now?
It would be Jeff Bezos' Spooky Electric.
Jeff Bezos is Spooky Electric. From the band, don't know what it's called yet.
Yeah. Check out Spotify. It's definitely there.
Keep your ears peeled.
What other large corporations can we shout out while we do this? They're screwing other people over.
I've been listening to Dead Kennedys a lot. That'd be a good template for something like this.
Yeah, that's true.
They were mad about the same kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it really did a lot of good.
Well, that's the thing. I was thinking about that today, and I'm much more sympathetic to the punk thing than to the hippie thing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, both kind of the same.
That's true.
In different styles, right? The styles are different. We got short songs, a lot of yelling. What I prefer.
Yeah.
Or we got long songs, a lot of soloing. Don't prefer.
But
we both believe in the same kinds of things.
Right.
However, did it really do anything in the end?
Well, okay.
I mean, maybe it inspired some laws to get made. I don't know.
Sure. We'll go with that.
We'll go with that.
Well, let's start with the hippie movement. Let's tear that apart real quick here.
We got 10 minutes.
10 minutes. All right.
More like 9.
Okay. Hippie movement. What were they all about?
Love.
Okay,
Peace.
they also elected Reagan.
Right.
All right.
Come on, folks. The fuck?
So let's move on from there. Punk movement. Let's see. Around the 20, let's say you're around your 20s and the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, those are mostly Trump voters.
Oh, boy. Wow. So,
because it's a largely white male population.
True. That's true on both ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So there you go.
I mean, I don't know that we would have to sort out the facts, but yes.
Those are some leaps I'm making there.
Yeah, those are some leaps.
But just looking at pure numbers, a majority of Donald Trump's voters were white males. A majority of white males voted for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
In both elections.
That's true.
Even the one he lost. Jesus. We are in the minority of people who did not vote for Donald Trump.
Right, because we are white males.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happens?
Life is meaningless.
Yay! And then you realize that your heroes also sucked.
Yeah, yeah. Johnny Rotten loved Donald Trump.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
I always thought that was a joke. That wasn't a joke? He really liked him?
He was just wearing stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
he had MAGA stuff on. He wore Nazi stuff when he was
that's true.
in the Sex
But he wasn't
Pistols.
really a Nazi.
No one cares what he thinks about anything. It doesn't matter. He's not an important, relevant human being.
There's a weird militant wing to the punk thing, which I don't understand because that was against what it was originally about.
Yeah.
Of course, no one cares what it's originally about at a certain point. The music has a simplicity to it and a beat to it that can be applied to almost anything.
Yeah.
Ideologically. I love it. That's my favorite movement. Led to so many things that I like. But yeah.
I remember reading a story, speaking of it being against the original point of punk.
Sure.
About X.
The band X.
Yeah, in LA.
Yeah.
In the 80s.
Yeah.
Their hit song.
Johnny Hit and Run Pauline.
Yeah. They eventually had to stop playing that at concerts because the skinhead punks of 1980s LA
weird
loved to mosh to that song and were like getting into fights and punching people, clearly not understanding that it's a song about how bad rape is.
Right.
It's a song with a meaning. Stop it.
Quit it, you dumbasses. No, yeah, I heard about that too.
Yeah.
Also, John Doe, didn't he make a couple country albums?
John Doe's done all sorts of things. John Doe's a very interesting person.
Good. Good stuff.
I have a book he wrote about. I think it's like a semi autobiography, semi history of the LA punk scene in the 80s.
Yeah.
That my wife got me that I still haven't read yet.
Oh, well.
I need to read it.
You need to get on that. That would be interesting.
But yeah, no, he's transitioned back and forth between punk and like country rockabilly.
Yeah.
Because it's very much the same thing.
It is in a lot of ways, yeah.
Yeah.
Simple chords.
Country was just punk before punk existed.
In a way. Created by white people, primarily. Yeah. Though I gotta say, I was talking about Dead Kennedys. I have a Dead Kennedys t-shirt I got recently. It's bright yellow. It's very noticeable. And it's a drawing of a Holiday Inn, an old school Holiday Inn.
Okay.
And it says Holiday Inn, and then it has Cambodia stamped across it in punk lettering. And then it says Dead Kennedys. I can't tell you how many comments I've gotten on this shirt. It was awesome. And I met 2 dudes this week. 2 black dudes with dreads who were into punk.
I mean, that happens.
I know, but it was cool. 2 in 1 week? That was cool. I just think it's a bit rare.
Yeah, I mean,
you know
what? Let's see. We've got Bad Brains.
That's the one you go to. Naturally.
That's pretty much the name that's mainstream popular.
Yeah, right.
Mainstream for the punk scene, not
right. There's certainly
the world.
There are certainly like black rock bands.
Yeah,
but like specifically punk.
Yeah, specifically punk. That's pretty much
it. Pretty much Bad Brains. But yeah,
they're very good.
Bad Brains are awesome. Yeah.
Bad Brains was very good.
Yeah, Pay to Come. That was a good one. What's the Washington D.C.? Is that one of their songs?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
They I don't remember the story at this point. I was reading it a while back when I was listening to them. They got blackballed out of DC at some point.
What a term.
Yeah. Like no one would book them.
In DC.
Yeah.
Oh, Banned in DC is the name of the song. Yeah.
And that's where that came from.
That's where it came from. Okay, because they were like probably incendiary, I would think. They were.
Oh, yeah. They were crazy with their messages about pretty much peace.
Yeah, pretty much. It's funny how, like, not all punk music, but a lot of the early punk music is pretty much about, the same stuff as the hippie stuff.
Yeah.
It's just delivered in a different way.
It's angrier sounding.
Very much angrier sounding.
But the message is just an angry way of saying, hey, don't have a war.
Yeah, fucking chill out, everybody. Yeah, like Dead Kennedys have a song called like what is it? Something the Poor. Nuke the Poor? No, that's not it. But it's Kill the Poor, I think is the song. Kill the Poor, yeah. Yeah, it's like
I like Nuke the Poor. That's very aggressive.
Well, that can be on our album. That could be on
It's a sequel.
A sequel, yeah. Nuke the Poor. Off of the album.
Yeah. Jeff Bezos is Spooky Electric.
Is Spooky Electric.
Yeah.
By the band.
We'll have to work on that.
The Amazon Warriors? No.
Cultural
appropriation.
Actually, that's a good point.
Hang on, wait, we're gonna come up with something. We gotta come up with a band now.
Okay.
It gotta be quick. We can't labor.
Hold on.
Can't labor.
I know this is a thing on Google. It's gotta be a thing.
Punk name generator?
Yeah.
Punk band name generator? I mean, we can probably. That's how we got the name for the fucking podcast, basically.
Essentially.
You had a weird autocorrect.
Yeah. Let's see. Random punk band name generator. Are you ready?
I'm ready. This is it. If it's bad, we're not going with the first one.
Abused Pattern. No, that's not good.
No, that's not good.
Jeff Horror. No.
Well, that's better.
Vicious Roys.
Vicious Roys. Really?
Vicious Roys.
Oh my God! Screenshot that shit. That's the logo too.
This is
okay. This
is the whole thing.
Okay, so the album is Vicious Roys.
Yeah.
The band is Vicious Roys. The album title is
Jeff Bezos is Spooky Electric. Yeah. So check out at Walmart, Target,
Amazon Music.
Amazon Music,
Spotify,
Tidal. They just got bought by a bigger company, so they're definitely worse.
That was going to happen. YouTube Music.
Yeah, YouTube.
Apple Music.
Yeah, it's going to be on all of them.
All of them. In like 2 years. We need some time. We're going to need some time.
Yeah, we did just dream up the album title and name of the band before we even thought about a band existing.
Right. So Sushi Jackknife.
Sushi Jackknife.